I think you're the first person to ever come up with such a on-point observation. I can claim I'm a victim of childhood abuse, of not being accepted by my only parent. I could claim I'm a victim of rape and sort of, which influenced me partially on to transitioning, as I call my transition to trauma response that was catalyzed by my ex-husband. Also the best stupidest decision I've ever made in my entire life. Stupid because I didn't do it for myself in the beginning. I could claim I'm a victim of societal unacceptance based off of my life choices and stuff like that. But I'd rather not claim victimhood. I'd rather just claim that I'm a survivor. Being a survivor does not make me better or worse than anybody by any means. No, everyone's been through some shit. But victimhood mindset got me nowhere. But that woe is me, pity party, whatever, that attracted more woe is me, pity party people. And misery just loves company, from my understanding. Which makes sense because when I was actually miserable, I wanted nothing but everyone else to be miserable around me. Which isn't really fair, as you come to realize throughout your, victimhood mindset sort of ordeal that you're just bringing upon yourself at the end of the day, but no one really fucking cares at the end of the day. Truly. Unless you're at like some homeless program like I was, where they're kind of like being paid to care, technically, which they probably do anyways. Granted, I thought the goal of transitioning was to transition into the opposite sex successfully so that you could assimilate into the opposite sex ordeals. One of the girls or one of the guys, whatever, which path you chose, that was the goal, right? Not to look trans, if you will, but if you did, you did, but you just gotta own it so no one owns you with it. It's my personal belief. It's those that have not had a successful transition that just blame everyone in the world and whatever for it not being successful, aka them not being passable, which honestly, you're making it a big problem because you're not owning it, really. Similar to as if a fat person owns their fatness. I love a person that's like that. That's like the most genuine, confident person that just owns the fuck out of themselves and doesn't really give a fuck what anyone else thinks, To a degree, we all care about whatever, someone else thinks, depending on who they are. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, really, at the end of the day, you still gotta die by yourself usually anyways. So why does it matter? But given the fact that I've outed myself in such a degree by being this whole, trans activist, my chances of assimilating into regular humanity, I suppose, is very slim. However, I don't really care. I'll take one for the team. I don't really give a shit. If it means that I get to educate others into a perspective that is less woe is me and more loving me, or loving thyself, if you will, which is one of the most amazing, most liberating things that I could ever have accomplished, is learning how to love my trauma, love my past, not be stuck in dwelling on it as if it can ever become the present and the future again. But, I digress. But thank you. I appreciate you.